Well, Spooky, what do you say? Oh, you my boy, aren't you? My big boy. You know Papa loves you, right? You're my buddy. Always out here with me, aren't you? As we sit out here and enjoy a wonderful day. Huh? Yep. It's a big day too, isn't it? Yeah. Well, do you have any predictions, Spooky, for the outcome? Come on, tell us the world. Oh, and there's Miss Cleo, the queen of the yard. Showed up to see us. Come here, Cleo. Oh, she's going to go get her some chow. Well, Spooky, if you're not going to tell us the outcome, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Huh? On one of the most important days. Every 4 years it comes around, doesn't it? And we get to see how we will proceed in the future to come. Well, at least it's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. Yeah, partly cloudy skies, nice breeze, about 79 degrees. Couldn't ask for more. Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. So glad you could come by, sit a while. You know you're always welcome. Here on the front porch with old Mr. Tom. And yeah, as you know, this is Decision Day, 2024. Yep, it's election day. It's that day when we all get to go vote, if we're of a mind to, and decide who will be the head of our country for the next 4 years. And I do encourage you to go out and vote if you're of the mind to, and you're of your health and abilities will allow you to. But what I wanted to come on today and talk about was, I don't want to talk about who to vote for, who you should support or who you should not, or who I'm going to support or have, or who I am not. You see, that's a fundamental, basic freedom we all have. It's a personal choice for each of us. You know, we've got to look at the facts, do our own research, listen to the candidates, and hope and pray we make the right decision on today. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that. And do me a favor in the comments below the video, let's don't make it highly political. We don't need to know who you voted for, or who you did not, or who you think you're going to win, or is not. That's not what this episode and video of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood is all about. What this video is all about is reminding everyone. Oh, there's Miss Cleo right there. Oh, Cleo, I love you too. You my baby. You my queen. Yep. Papa loves you a lot. Okay, well, you're digging those claws into me pretty heavily. For now, come on, get down there and get in your place. Okay? Now leave Spooky alone. Well, as you can see, Cleo's wanting some attention and loving today too. But yeah, today is an extremely important day where we'll make a decision that will affect the outcome and the future of our country for the next 4 years. And with that saying, I just want to remind everyone that it is a personal choice, one that should be respected and left alone. You know, back when we were children, we were all taught that there were two things you didn't discuss with company. The first being religion, and the other politics. And I will say, my father made that a rule. When all of us children would get together on the holidays and come back home, he'd remind us those two things we didn't talk about while we were visiting for the holidays. And of course, my mother sometimes wouldn't let that go. Yep, she had a mind of her own, let me tell you. No one told Mama what to do. She basically did whatever she felt like she wanted to. But that was Mama. My daddy never discussed it, and I've never discussed my choice that I've made with anyone either. Not that I'm ashamed of it. It's just something that I feel should be kept to oneself. And in thinking of that the last few days and hearing all the people talk about what may happen if this person doesn't win or if that person doesn't win, there's been all kinds of talk of civil unrest, civil war, and all of such. And that's quite depressing and disturbing for me, and I'm sure for many of you out there too. I'd hate to see an election physically tear this country apart. Something that's taken 248 years to get where we are today. And I've seen a lot of elections come and go. And I've listened to all the hype before them too, that the country would fall apart, never be the same. We were all doomed. But somehow we managed to get through it till the next election came about. Yep. And I'm thinking too, we'll get through this one like we got through all the rest, regardless of the outcome. Yeah, or at least that's my hope and my prayer. And I hope it's your hope and prayer too. I'll be watching the election returns tonight, like I'm sure many of you will. Some won't. The anxiety is too real. And I can't say I blame you there, because if I think about it too much, I get a little anxious myself. The one thing that makes this country so great is the fact that it is the United States of America. And that's come about, and I'm seeing it become less and less important to many folks. They don't see the strength in the fact that united we stand, divided we fall. And at the end of the day, once the decisions are done, we still got to remember, in our hearts and in our minds, we're still Americans. And we should get along. That's what we should do. In this election, whichever way it goes, there's still opportunities to change the path as we head into the next 4 years. We've got the members of Senate and Congress that we often forget about on a presidential election day. They're the ones who make the laws. They're the ones who fund the laws, the country, the budget, and what have you. And that's we often don't focus enough on. We don't interact with our congressmen and our House of Representatives very much anymore. They're out there. We just sort of let them go and let them do their own thing. I don't. I've written many letters and emails over the years to let them know how I felt. Not sure it did any good, but it didn't hurt. And I encourage all of you to get more interactive with your congressmen and senators too, regardless how today comes about. But yeah, it gets back to that theme, regardless of how this all comes out today. Please remember, we're still all Americans when the day is done. And we should act respectfully to each other, and we should respect the decisions that everyone made. It may have not been yours, you may have not agreed, but there's no reason to go out and burn the country down. No, there's not. It's like I said, I've seen these things said time and time again about if we don't vote this way or we don't vote that way, pardon my language, all hell will break out. And as of yet, I really can't see that I've seen that in total. Yes, some bad things have been happening this past 4 years, some of which I don't agree, but they're beyond me. I have no influence in them. Not a bit. And sometimes that troubles me. But I always try to look at the positive and not the negative of each and every act. Because even in the worst of things, there are some positives that come about. Yes, there is. So yeah, let's remember that we're all Americans today. Let's remember we still got to live, work, and play 4 more years, no matter what today brings us. And the fact is, as we saw in past elections, we're not even going to know the true outcome tonight. Once upon a time, we could set our clocks by it, but that hasn't been the case for the last few elections that we've all seen. And my crystal ball is broken. My 8-ball quit on me too. So I can't tell you who's going to win or who's going to lose. I'll just leave at the end of the day. This is what I think we should all do. Because we miss a point. We all think the president leads our nation and thus the free world. Well, I tend to beg to differ a little bit there. And I still believe Father God reigns above them all. And I don't know his plan. And I don't know how it all work out. But the one thing I do know, that God has a plan. And in the end, he'll decide how it all works out. So, no matter how today goes, I leave it in his hands. And I know he'll make it the way he thinks it should be. Not the way we all do. Not the way the TV ads say or the candidates say. Because in the end of the day, it's up to him. And if you're a person of faith, you know that to be true. So yeah, I'm no longer worried about how today will come out. Because I'm leaving it in his hands to work it all out. So that was just what I wanted to come on and say is, vote your heart and conscience the way you feel that you should. Respect that right and freedom of others too. And then let's get on with life when the decision is done and is made clear to all of us too. Because once the decision is made, in my mind, there's not a whole lot we can do. I've never affected an election except with my one single vote. And as far as I can tell, it's been a long, long time, if ever, that a presidential election was decided by one single vote. But that doesn't mean to lessen the fact that your vote doesn't count. Each and every one counts for whoever you choose. So if you haven't voted already, get out there and do what your mind and heart tells you to do. As mine has told me to do today as well. So I'm going to continue to enjoy this day with my big buddy Spooky and my queen Cleo out here in the yard for a while. And then, hey, I was looking earlier and they say we won't even start seeing results till 6 o'clock. So before it gets that time, I may run out and get a pizza to share and watch the results come in too. If nothing more, it'll be interesting whichever way it goes. So yeah, the message of the day is remember, we're still all Americans. We're still the United States of America, I hope. We need to get more united, because that one saying stands true. United we stand, and divided we fall. And if you're worried about our enemies out there that hate us and want us to fall, then you'll know they know that too, that if they can divide us and tear us apart internally, they'll never have to fire a shot to take us and make us a part of them. Not one bullet will be spent if we tear us apart. And I've thought a lot about that here lately. That maybe in the end, that's all been the plan. Those countries that want us to fall had rather see us rip ourselves apart internally than have to expend bullets and blood and fight us on our own land, because it'd be a bloody one, and I'm sure they know that. So yeah, pray for the day. Pray for how you would like to see it, the outcome, but know this: God only knows how it will end. And how it ends today or in the days to come doesn't mean that's the end of the plan. Just another day in God's plan, which is much longer than the plan of man. So hey, enjoy your day. Get out. Get you some sunshine, some vitamin D. Walk with your kitties if you got some, or your doggies too. Just enjoy this day like any other. Because there's one thing I know to be true. There'll be more days ahead, just like this one. You can bet on it. And life will go on. Maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse. We'll just have to wait to see. So yeah, until I, Spooky, a big buddy, Cleo, queen of the yard, Gracie, the princess of the house, and of course my midnight marauders, Heathcliff, Dusty, Fluffy Muffin, and, the Possum Posse. I'll see you on that next episode of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood. Y'all take care. Stay safe. May God bless you all as you bless those in your lives. Goodbye for now. Yep. It'll be interesting to see how it all comes out. Spooky, you still aren't making any predictions or giving up any secrets, are you? Yeah. That's how you are. Cleo, you got any intel over there? No, you're just chilling in the breeze and enjoying a wonderful day. And I think I will too, once I get me a cold drink. You kiddies want some cold drink or some treats too? I bet you need some treats, and I'll be right back. Yep, they want some treats, so I might as well head her on in and grab some more too. And with that said, later all.